Hi, my name is Dr. Mark B. Hubble, and this is your Monday morning mini message. I always knew there was a possibility of a global pandemic during my lifetime. I just hoped and prayed that it would never happen. But here we are in the midst of it. And as a matter of fact, the company that I work for has shut down for the next 2 weeks. So I'll be off. So maybe there might be more videos coming. Who knows? Only God. What I was very concerned about is the fact that so many people are dismissing this as not a big deal. And I know that it's got almost a 97 to 98% survival and full recovery rate from people who do get this virus. But what people are failing to understand is that if this gets out of control and we don't do our part to make sure it's contained, there's not enough equipment in the hospitals to handle people coming in all with the same symptoms of the breathing, the respirators that are going to be needed, the oxygen tanks that are going to be needed, because this is a lung-eating type of a virus. So people's lungs are attacked and they need to be able to endure the symptoms until they can make a full recovery. So that's why we need to do our part to make sure that these hospitals are not overloaded with a bunch of people that they don't have enough equipment for, because God forbid we'd ever have to come to a point where we're picking and choosing who gets the respirators and who has to fend for their lives on their own. I never want it to come to that, and I hope you don't either. So let's all do our part. Now, somebody asked me, well, is there anything biblical that kind of supports this social distancing and separation? And there actually is. In the Old Testament, God laid down laws for the Israelites in order to deal with people that have infectious diseases. And in the book of Leviticus chapter 13, verse 46, it says, as long as they have the disease, they remain unclean. They must live alone outside the camp. Okay, that's isolation, that's quarantine. In Leviticus 15:31, it says, you must keep the Israelites separate from things that make them unclean, so they will not die. Okay, there is your social distancing. So there's biblical support for this. Our government is doing what they can to try to make sure that people are doing their part. And we also need to do our part to be a part of the solution to this instead of a part of the problem, until we can get those medical supplies in place to be able to handle what may eventually come. We may not fully eradicate this disease, but we can darn sure do our part to make sure it doesn't spread any further than it needs to. Thank you for sharing this time with me. Take care, and God bless.